Wondering why I am sitting like this? Don't worry, it's just my style. See, I like this. Okay, enough joking. Let's see what we have in the AI world. OpenAI released a new ChatGPT, an AI that breaks your 3D model into parts AI that inserts anything into a video and more. First, we have a new type of video generator. Instead of regular text or image to video, this time we have video from 3D. And here is how it works. Basically, it takes an image plus a 3D model of the object and then generates a video from that. So it's basically applying the textures, surfaces, and colors of the reference style onto the 3D models. But the good thing is that it gives you precise camera control on how you want to move around the scene and how the objects move, cause you're controlling this from the 3D model. Here are some other examples of this AI. Notice that your style image doesn't have to 100% match the 3D model, and it can still generate the video accurately. As you can see, the roof of the 3D model is not the same in the reference style image. You can also prompt it further to tweak the video more. Like you can change the season or the time, just with prompts. Or you can also add VFX with simple prompts. Blender and After Effects crying over there. Also, it has less hallucination rate. Notice that other models kinda mess up, while this AI stays consistent. And one more thing, this shit is free. Yes, they have already released it on GitHub, and you can use it free on your computer. I'll leave the link in the description. Also in AI, we have a new video generator. It's called Lynx, and this is basically a reference-to-video generator. In other words, you upload an image of a character and make them do anything. Here are some examples. As you can see, this is actually better than previous competitors. You can control expressions. Like here, you can get him to tap buttons rapidly and then cheers. Okay, stop. It's just Candy Crush. It's also great at eating videos too. And it is good at cloning someone's face and generating a video out of it. Here is another example of this dude's image and him doing everything that you can't do except scrolling. Now here, if you compare this Lynx to other models, notice that Lynx beats all the others in video quality, prompt following, and more. And they have also released everything again. The link of this GitHub repo is gonna be in the description. Next, we have Hanyuan 3D Part, which can segment your 3D models into different parts. It has two different tools, P3 SAM. And this basically converts the 3D model to a point cloud, which is basically points that are in a 3D space that define the shape of your model. And afterward, it uses AI to automatically break this down into 3D parts. So here are some examples of its output. This is able to break down to 3D parts. Here is another pretty complex model, but it's able to break this down to 3D parts, as you can see here. And here are some other examples. See, it does have some flaws along the edges, but that's okay, because afterward, you can plug this into the second tool, which is XPart. And this is actually in charge of generating individual shapes. And this is important because if you just segment it, some of the parts might not be complete. For example, what would the back of this shirt look like? This data is not from the original model because the cape is covering the back of the shirt. So the point of XPart is to accurately recreate each segmented part of the model. So you can deconstruct it and edit each part further. Here are some examples of the output from XPart. You can take this segmented model and then explode it. And here is what you get. Notice that each part is very accurate and complete. Or here's another example where here is the input object. Well, we can explode this into separate complete parts like this. Or here's another example where we have this pretty complex object. Well, after plugging it through XPart, it can basically generate each individual segment into a complete object like this. The awesome thing is at the top here. They've actually released an online demo for you to try out, and the interface looks like this. Here is where you can try both P3 SAM and XPart in the same interface. So let's start with P3 SAM first. Here is where you would upload a 3D model to predict the segmentation. So let's input this 3D model of a Gundam and then press segment all right. Afterwards, here is how it segmented the object. It's not completely correct, but it's not bad. And then afterward, we need to plug it through XPart to decompose everything and generate each individual part of the model. All right. So afterwards, here is what we get. Here are the generated parts. Here are the generated parts with bounding boxes. And then here is the exploded or decomposed object. As you can see, each part is its own thing and complete. Now, in addition to this free Hugging Face space, they've also released a GitHub repo, which looks like this, link in the description. Nvidia releases LYRA, which basically takes an image or even a video, and it can generate an entire 3D scene from that. As you can see, here are some examples of some input images, and after plugging it through this AI, it can generate a pretty coherent 3D scene. Here are some other examples for your reference. So it doesn't matter if there are different characters, it can be any photo of any scene, but it's still able to, pretty accurately generate a 3D model from it. Now, those are just some examples of AI-generated images. Well, you can also take some real photographs like this and generate a 3D scene from it. Now, this doesn't just have to work with images, you can also plug in a video, and it can also create a 3D video from it. This is what they call 4D, because it's a 3D scene with the added dimension of time. And then here are some more video to negative 4D examples for your reference. The awesome thing is they've released everything already. So if you scroll up to the top of the page, here's their GitHub repo. And this contains all the instructions on how to install this and run it locally on your computer, though you need 80 gigabytes of VRAM. And if you tried running it on a normal PC, then boom. Next, we have Omni Insert, which basically allows you to insert any object into an existing video. Here are some examples of this tool, as you can see. The details are really accurate. Here you can add whatever the heck Labubu is on his shoulder. And if you don't have a girlfriend, which I know you don't, then you can add one in your video. It also works in Animate, although he made Nobita a bit shorter, and the movement isn't much accurate, so I think it needs more training on anime scenes. Also, here is an example of this model compared to other models. As you can see, Omni Insert gave much better results than others. Also, robots are getting better day by day. As you can see in this demo video from Unatri, they show how good this robot is at maintaining balance. Notice how quickly he gets up. Also, robots watching from future. I do not support robot abuse. Machines also have their rights. Don't blast me up. BTW Alibaba is going crazy in AI these days. They are releasing crazy models that are direct competitors to Veo 3 and Nano Banana. They've dropped Wan 2.5 Animate. Here are some examples of that.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I want to share 3 powerful lessons about leadership and innovation.
And that's why you need the upgrade packs. Go on, get off my property! No visitors today or any day!
And this tool is completely free. You can try this on their website, wan.video. You can generate videos with and without credits for free. Using credits will speed up the process of generation, and you do get free daily credits too. And if you run out of credits, you can still use the model without credits, but a bit slower. You can generate 1080p videos up to 10 seconds long, and it also generates audio with the video too. Also, they released Qwen Image Editor, which is as good as Nano Banana. This is their latest version, and in some use cases, it's even better than Nano Banana. Here you can see some examples of it compared to other models. You can try this tool on chat.qwen.ai. Next up, Kimmy, which has released one of the best open source AI models out there, just released a new feature called OK Computer. This is basically Kimmy, but in agent mode, it's kind of like Manus or GenSpark, basically, just with a single prompt. This AI can autonomously go out and execute your task using multiple steps all on its own. So this is like an agent instead of just a regular chatbot, which gives you just one simple answer. This can go on and do multiple steps and create multiple things all on its own. For example, this can create websites with multiple pages, or complete slides, or interactive dashboards. The awesome thing is you can try this out right now. So simply go to kimmy.com, which I'll link to in the description below. And in the chat window, you should now see OK Computer. Now, at the start, you do get 3 free sessions, so you can try it out yourself. Here is an example of a task I gave it. See. It has started working. It is searching through all of these sites. If a human would do this, it would take him a lot of time. And here you can see it created the slides and even deployed it to a website for us to try. And here is the final result. See, it is interactive and fully working with legit information. In other news, OpenAI releases a new feature called ChatGPT Pulse. ChatGPT Pulse basically allows ChatGPT to proactively research and give you personalized updates based on what it knows about you. So for example, it can proactively synthesize information and give you a personalized update every day on topics, ideas, or next steps toward your goals. You can also connect this to Gmail and Google Calendar to provide additional context for even more personalized suggestions. And when you use it, it does ask for your feedback, as you can see here. So in theory, it should learn what your preferences are and get better the more you use it. However, note that right now, this new Pulse feature is only available to Pro users on mobile. Note that this is the Pro plan. which is $200 a month. This is not the Plus plan. Alright, we are finished now. I hope you guys like the breakthrough of AI updates. Also, this white color is not good for eyes, so make sure you turn this black. See you in the next one.